Hello there, this is Jo Cameron from the First Tee Directors Club and Julian Mellor of the Easiest Swing in Golf. Welcome to our podcast, which today is all about why senior golfers shouldn't copy the pro golfers.
Absolutely.
Why
correct,
is that?
Jo.
3 top reasons why.
Top reasons: too much tension,
Right.
too much effort, and it's not body friendly. The modern golf swing is hurting golfers, no question about it.
Well, I can't wait to hear why. Because a big reason, Masters on this weekend, so everybody's out with their golf clubs, they're enthused, inspired, and they're going to want to copy what they see.
Absolutely. It's the best tournament to kick off the season. Hopefully the sun's shining over there in Augusta, and people get inspired. They want to get their clubs back out and they want to get playing again. But they're gonna start to watch the very best players in the world, see how they swing the golf club, and unfortunately 95% of senior golfers plus are not going to be able to copy a tour pro's golf swing.
Why is that? We all like to think that we're, fit and healthy and that sort of thing, so why not?
These guys are unique. They train like you wouldn't believe in the gym, most of them. They're incredibly athletic, but unfortunately their golf swings are hurting them. I mean, Tiger Woods is a prime example. I'd actually written Tiger off a year ago. I didn't think he'd ever come back, and I'm pleased to say that he is back playing, and I would say he's modified his golf swing to suit his body rather than going down the tour player template type swing. But golfers are unfortunately been led down this path that's making them not enjoy their golf anymore. I mean, just look at the guys who came on the last course.
Well, I think it's amazing, isn't it, how we go around the room on your one-day Easiest Swing in Golf programme and just get them to tell us what their confidence levels in their golf are. And some are thinking of packing up, some are down as low as 1 out of 10, aren't they?
Yeah, and unfortunately, what would be a common theme that's come across? I could say it, but what would be a common theme that's come across about a journey that they've been on?
Well, most of them used to play golf quite a high level, didn't they, when they're younger? It goes a bit off track and they go for lessons and it completely confuses them, and then their handicaps go up. Some guys have almost doubled their handicap, haven't they?
Yeah, in a relatively short space of time. These guys are probably mid-50s plus, playing off 2, 3, 4 handicap, really good golfers, want to see if they can get a little bit better. They go down the lesson route, the conventional lesson route, let's put it that way, and generally stop what they do naturally, and they start getting very technical with their golf swing. They become position led, which in our world is not the way to do it. They get confused. They don't know how to take the club away. They're loaded full of tension and effort, and it's ruining their golf.
What's the major body? 2 or 3 major body parts that we're saying to relax a little bit, that traditionally are the ones that you have to keep straight. So, say if you've got a new hip or a new knee, it's fairly difficult to do what you used to do.
Well, I think the worst thing that we're seeing, and the emails I get every week and are asking similar things, they don't take into account people's bodies. I'm going to say, I'm not saying all teachers because that would be wrong, but you have to take into account if people have had new knees, new hips, frozen shoulders, tennis elbow, golfer's elbow, bad necks, you name it. That needs to be taken into account and worked with, not against. And unfortunately, the modern golf swing works against those joints, and it's hurting golfers. It's absolutely killing their swing and killing their golf game. And it's not right, Jo. It's not right.
One of my favourite stories, well, there's lots of these stories, isn't there, from the people that we see on the Easiest Swing in Golf days. But many of them come thinking, they're starting to not enjoy their game, and they're actually then surprised how much they can practice afterwards. Some come for a 1-day course, don't they, and then come back for the 2 days, and like, oh my goodness me, now I've taken away the tension, I'm going my natural body, they can play more, enjoy it. That guy that came over from Sweden, he said, my main reservation is, oh my life, how am I going to play golf for 2.5 days? And he still could.
He could, and we could have done another 2 days. Yeah. We hit a lot of golf balls over the 2 days, and he was fresh as a daisy, but only because we worked with his body, not against it. What about the guy who came on the 1-day course, who's got a pin in his arm? His arm is now bent, I'm going to say, by 15 to 20 degrees.
Yeah.
because a pin goes from his kind of forearm into the top of his arm, and he's been for a lesson and he's been told to straighten his arm. Well, he's got a pin.
I'm laughing. We've all laughed at it. He's laughed at it as well, hasn't he? It just sounds ridiculous to think that if you're going for a golf lesson, you've got a pin in your arm, it can't possibly ever go straight, and they're telling him to straighten his arm.
Yeah, and they're saying, well, you won't be able to do it unless you straighten your arm, which is just rubbish, really.
I think, you know what, often we've talked about the difference between coaching and teaching, and I think that's the difference in the methodology of the easiest swing in golf. It's about getting people to understand where their point of ease is, where are their obstacles, where are their barriers, and working with it rather than trying to tell people what to do. Because trying to tell people what to do, you go away with, a crowded mind, don't you?
Well, you're absolutely right, Joe. But the first thing that the easy swinging golf coach does is gets to understand a person's belief system. If a person believes one thing and you're asking them to do something different, never the twain shall meet. It's not going to work. So an absolute must, if you're coaching people, is to find out what they believe. And if that doesn't suit your methodology, then you need to maybe find a way of testing that out. So our 3 big deadly don'ts are don't keep your head down, which I'm going to say probably 95% of the people who come to me believe that you have to keep your head down, and it's just simply not true. Number 2 is you've got to keep a straight left arm. It's not true, Joe. If you're, that guy who had a bent arm, but if people are suffering with sore shoulders, sore elbows, poor wrists, if they keep that straight, it's putting more tension on them and causes generally causes the muscles to shorten, which will make them top the golf ball. And our 3rd deadly don't is don't keep your front foot pinned to the floor in the backswing.
But most people are going to hear that and go, what? That goes completely against everything that I've heard or been taught or even not been taught. It still goes in.
Absolutely, and we've got some cool little demonstrations that we can do that can either prove or disprove this. And everybody's face when they do the first 2 things for the first time is just a picture.
That's great, isn't it?
And they don't believe they can do it because they've been told and convinced that they have to do these things. So I think the biggest. If we talk to people about their playing partners, if they've mishit a shot, what would they commonly be told that they've done wrong? And it's always, you've lifted your head up, which is generally a load of rubbish. It's not true. There is a point when a person's head does lift up, but that happens because they're trying to keep the head down and they run out of room and they have to pull out of it. So that it can happen, but it's only because they're trying to keep the head down. If only they knew how to move their head properly, And if the truth is, it's not just their head, it's their eyes. If we can get them to move their eyes control the head controls the body. So if we can get them to do that and to release themselves of those chains that are holding them back, I mean, that's just a massive thing.
Oh, it's amazing. I think if you're listening to this and thinking that can't be true, that's why we have to dispel the myths, don't we? Improve it, and that's what you do through your activities. But I just want to mention about beliefs, because people might think, if you're listening, you might think, what the heck's that? Well, basically, like you say, your belief systems are a bit like your roots of the tree. They sit below the ground. Right. So you don't really know what they are until you're challenged on them, but they govern your own behaviour. So we've got this analogy. It's something called the Harvard belief tree. By asking somebody to think about their tree, is it healthy? Is your golf swing healthy? Is the root, is the branch of the trees, is it doing well? Is it flourishing well? If not, that's where you have to dig a little bit deeper to say, well, what's actually sitting below the surface? My belief system. Challenging those, yeah. So then you can start almost by your roots again, unpacking your golf swing, unpacking what you think it needs to, to do to improve, and then you start to regrow your tree.
You do indeed.
Lots of nice green, healthy leaves on your tree again, on your golf swing.
And it's just, but people don't realise they've got a belief system. That's the first thing.
Yeah, and that's why it's challenging it when it comes on your programmes.
And it's so important, and it's the first thing that we do on our 1 and 2 day courses. We get out there, and a simple way that we do it is we ask people what would they teach me if I was a beginner. And I ask some simple questions, but it brings it out of them. It's very revealing what comes across, and then we can start to go about maybe helping them make some natural changes, not difficult. We don't teach positions within the golf swing. We feel it's a movement, and it's getting people to move freely without restriction.
I think the main thing about the easiest swing in golf, as well as all that, is about the enjoyment of the game, isn't it? And most people that come on our programmes say they just go away inspired about their golf again, inspired, and that's the difference between somebody telling you what to do and somebody trying to get out the solutions from you, and that's why they go inspired in their own abilities again, don't they?
Yeah, because they can naturally swing a golf club. My duty is to help them achieve that, and not by wrapping up in more and more technique. So we not only help golf swings, we help people enjoy the game. One of the guys who I was coaching, I asked him what value he got from coming for lessons with me, and he says, I'm going to tell you the value I've got, and he says, I used to be the worst golfer in my golf club. He says, I'd go into a locker room, there'd be a free ball, I'd ask them if I could join them, and then they'd, sorry, we're made up, we're just waiting for our fourth guy, and they'd go out in a 3-ball. He says, and I knew I was the worst. He says, so I started on the journey and transforming my golf game. He says, and just, I think it was when I was last coaching, he says, a week before, the captain of the golf club had rung him up to represent the golf club. And he says, and he says, it almost made me cry. He says, but that's the value I'm getting. It's not because I've got a perfect golf swing. It's because I'm able to hit it better. I enjoy it more. I'm nicer to be around. I'm not so grumpy now. And we're also helping golf clubs. Because in my opinion, look after the seniors, because it's a massive percentage of the members of your golf club. So give them a reason to come to your venue, help them with their golf swing, let them bring out their natural swing, let them have more fun. And ultimately, they're saying that golf's on the decline. I disagree. I think people have packed up because they've got frustrated with it, and I think we're helping reintroduce people back to the game again.
What about that 84-year-old that his friend said, because his friend recommended you to him, didn't he?
Yeah.
But his mental approach to almost everything has gone down, hasn't it? Because he stopped enjoying the game, and he's 84. And now what's he doing? So you did a half a day with him or something, didn't you?
We did a half day. He's back playing. He's enjoying playing the game. Just don't forget, golf is a game. So let's say if you ask your children, you don't ask your child how they play, do they? They just play. So he's enjoying playing the game, but only because we've set him free from the chains that were holding him down, really. And he's back in good company again. You know, a lot of people we coach are widows, and it was their way of getting out of their house. And if they stop enjoying that, then they don't get out, and then they go downhill. And so we're not only helping golf swings, we're helping people enjoy life a bit more.
Or just to get out in the fresh air and be around your friend. Yeah, I know, absolutely, yeah. So Masters weekend this weekend. There's not a lot going to be going on in our house this weekend.
I'm going to thoroughly enjoy watching the Masters. One of my friends who's another pro's out there watching it, so I'm slightly envious of him. So Tim, if you're listening, fair play to you. I wish I was with you, but anyway, it's okay. But I will be avidly watching it on telly, and I won't be copying their golf swings when I go back to the golf course. I'm gonna start swinging free and easy as normal.
Well, I think is it how many you've got now? 500,000 views on your YouTube channel, and most people that come on our day say they want to swing like you, don't they? They want to enjoy it. They want to be able to swing the golf club like you, Julian Mellor, because it looks easy, relaxed, nice, rhythmic, and all that sort of thing.
I could be flattered by that, but I don't really want people to swing like me. I want them to swing naturally,
like theirs. Well,
because of limiting things in their body, so hips, elbow joints, you name it, they've got it. So I want them to swing naturally for them, and if we can take away the tension, get them to swing freely, then they'll have their own natural golf swing.
I'm just thinking about one of my favourite stories about you is with your knee, when you were honestly a few years ago thought you were going to have a new knee.
So I was a conventional teacher for 25 years, Joe, as you know, and if I hit balls probably for 20 minutes. That's not hitting a lot of golf balls. Within that time, my left knee was pure agony. And I'm thinking, I'm getting a little bit older, I'm 47 now. I might need a new left knee because I think my knee's damaged. At no point did I think my golf swing was hurting my knee. I just thought it was a little bit of old age. And when I met Brian Sparks, the founder of the Easy Swing in Golf, and he allowed me to move my ankle freely, literally within 2 weeks of pain had gone. I've never had pain again. But through restriction of keeping my left foot pinned to the floor, my knee was bending the wrong way. That was stopping my hips moving. My lower back started to be mobile when it should be stable, and then I got lower back pain as well. I was always at the osteopath trying to get that fixed.
But I must say, your posture's so much better as well now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Your posture is so much better since you've been...
I've just taken away the tension from the joints, and I just didn't realise that my golf swing was hurting my body. I just thought it was my body that was hurting. And when I started to allow things to move naturally, oh my God, what a difference.
Do you know, I heard something recently about, because like when you get frustrated with your golf swing or something, it obviously adds to the tension, which makes it harder. So you put another layer of hard on it.
Yeah.
So I heard this thing that says, if you think something's hard, you put in another layer of hardness on it.
Yeah.
That's really quite interesting, isn't it?
It's so true.
So by thinking about your golf swing and thinking that it could be more relaxed or it could be easier, you're taking that level of hardness away. Yeah. So I wonder if it works the other way. It makes it like doubly easier.
I'm going to say yes, it does.
If there was a mathematical equation.
I've done that, and it definitely get easier. And one of the worst things that a golfer can do on a golf course is get frustrated, because frustration leads to tension, tension leads to restricted golf swing. So we have a lovely saying, it's a nice day. So next time you're out on your golf course, and hopefully it's not raining where you are, it's a nice day, you're in a very nice environment. If we hit a missed shot, so what? It doesn't matter. Because you now, Joe, you couldn't get me frustrated on the golf course because I know how bad it is. I'm going to admit to it now in front of all these people who are listening. I once came off a golf course with 28 golf clubs. I broke every club over my knee purely in frustration, trying to search for perfection. And there is no such thing as perfection. So forget that one. So if I could go back 20 years and give myself some advice, don't get frustrated on the golf course, whatever you do. Learn to relax and learn to move freely. They would be my
It's that
tips.
thing about, it's called catastrophizing. Like when you hit a bad shot, you go from like hitting a bad shot to being, oh, this is a bad hole, oh, this is a bad round, oh, I'm rubbish at golf. It's sort of, a juggernaut that comes through your brain. And that's not the case, but it's called catastrophizing.
Well, I'm going to give you a great example.
You go from being a great golfer in your head when you start to being, the most useless golfer on the planet in the space of one hole. A couple of shots. So.
I'm going to give you a great example of that, Joe. So when I was at Leamington and County, there was a 3 handicapper there, very, very good golfer, very capable. So I used to do the starting on the first tee, and there's kind of a little pond left, par 5, and don't forget it's a 3 handicapper. So he's hit the first one towards the pond, but we're not sure whether he's in it. And so he says, I'll play a provisional ball, and he's hit that in exactly the same place. He says, right, I'll play another provisional. He's hit that in the same place, and then he's walked off. He's walked off the golf course. He's never got off the first tee, and he's a 3 handicapper. Never even went to see whether his first ball was in play. So he massively catastrophized. He's thinking he's 5 off the tee. I can't possibly win today. Never got off the first tee. Yeah, I mean that's a shocker. And this guy's a really capable golfer. He could have had 6-7 birdies in a round, but catastrophized. You're right.
It's ultimately about controlling your emotions, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And that's why golf is sometimes seen as a more of a mental game, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, people 60s, 70s, 80s, I see them throwing their clubs frustrated. It's just a game.
I think I know people say it's a mental game, but I think having known something about the body and the physicality, I think if you work with your body, that can almost guide your mind. Do you know what I'm saying? So say if you relax your body, you can relax your mind. Because they were saying just relax your brain. Well, sometimes it's not that easy.
No.
But if you relax your body, your brain's going to follow it, and vice versa. So that's a technique, really, isn't it? Try and just
what we like to do is people say Generally, tension would start from a grip, but actually it doesn't stop there. You'll probably hold it in your forearms, your shoulders, your lower back, your legs. So what we like to do is give tension a score out of 10, because we feel if you can measure it, you can change it.
So listen up, big tip coming up here.
Big tip coming up. So if you're 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in terms of tension, for us the Goldilocks number would be 5 and under. So if let's say you're at 7, just try reducing your grip tension initially by 2, but be aware of where else tension might change in your body. So think of your forearms. Do they feel a little bit more relaxed? Definitely shoulders. Commonly right-handed golfers, you see it in their left shoulder. That tends to be very high and up towards their ear. Then across the back of the shoulders, the thoracic spine, it hides in there. Lower back definitely hides in there. So if you're slightly too far away from the golf ball, you might feel tension in your lower back. Just stand a little taller and take that tension away. It might mean you get a bit closer to the ball. Your knees, a lot of people hold tension in their knees, but if you can start to relax that bit. The reason we want people to have less tension is so that their muscles become long, loose and elastic, which is when they're at their most efficient. That's when they're going to move
hit the ball
better.
Further.
Unfortunately, you do.
Unfortunately, you do.
So it's not uncommon for people to gain anything up to 5 to 10 yards just through reducing tension
we
in
had
the
that
body.
one guy, didn't he? He's like, I was hitting it great, but too far.
He complained. He says, I've got a complaint to make. He says, I've just lost 6 balls all over the back of the green. I said, I'll take that. I'm happy with that. I'll just give you a different club. So that's bang on, Joe. You're right.
Yeah, bless them. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's podcast anyway. So you can find Julian just by putting into YouTube, really, Easiest Swinging Golf.
Easiest Swinging Golf or JulianMellerGolfSchool.com. If you want any help, advice, just message me
YouTube,
or give me a call.
You're normally quite good at responding
we try
to people.
yeah.
And then if you're interested in using the game of golf to learn about business skills and leadership, we run our First Tee Directors Club, don't we? Which is all about getting out in the fresh air, learning a bit of golf, overlaying it with business skills. It's very enjoyable. So we've got an open day coming up in a couple of weeks, haven't we?
Yeah.
Let's hope the British weather looks after us now. Go away, rain.
Go away, rain. Enjoy the Masters. I've no idea who's going to win, but I think it's going to be a very exciting Sunday.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting Sunday. When are your next courses? They're all online, aren't they?
They are online.
You've got 1 or 2 running each month at Warwickshire, but you're more than happy to visit other people's places if they want you to go there, or countries.
Yes, countries.
Not too often.
We can do that, and one-to-one lessons are always available. So just get in touch if you're intrigued by what we do and you'd like some help and advice.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Julian. It's been lovely to have you on today, and we'll hope you join us again for our podcast. Take good care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.